Hi everyone, this video is on exercise 12J question 1. So in this video I'm going to do part A, which we have this graph and we want to sketch its derivative. So a good thing to note here is that this curve for part A is a basically quartic function. So which means it's a polynomial with the highest power of 4. So that means its derivative is going to be cubic. So you can now think about the two types of cubics, that if a is positive it's like this, and then like this if it's negative. And in this case, as you can see, it's a negative quartic. So that means the derivative is going to look like this. So it's going to be a negative cubic. Now we need to use the points that we have from this graph. So we have, let's just start with the stationary points. So we have a maximum here and another maximum here and a minimum here. So remember that when we have a stationary points, then on the first derivative graph, they are going to cut the x-axis. So that means if, for example, this maximum is minus 912, then for its derivative curve, it's going to be at only minus 9. So yeah, it just cuts the x-axis. Then same thing with the origin, it's already at 0 0, so it's going to stay there for the derivative curve. And then 615 is going to be at 6 0. So now we need to look at the behavior of the function at different points. So for example, when x is less than minus 9, as you can see, the gradient is positive, because as you can see, the gradient is increasing as you get closer to minus 9. So that means if the gradient is positive, then the basically f dash x curve is going to be above the x-axis. So that means before minus 9, it's going to be, the values that are less than minus 9, the curve is positive, so that's above the x-axis. So it will be like this. Then for the rest of the values, that is the values that are between minus 9 and 0. So for those values, as you can see, the gradient is negative. So we have a negative gradient. That means on f dash x diagram, it's going to be below the x-axis. So it will be like this, because ultimately it's going to reach the origin. So this 0 intersects the origin. Okay, and then the next point is between 0 and 6. So as you have seen before, at this point the gradient is positive, so it's going to be above the x-axis, and it's going to increase like this. But between 6 and 8 the gradient is negative, so it means that, and so also if you look at after the point 8, as you can see, the gradient is decreasing, so it's going to be below that. So in terms of the stationary points, here we are going to have a sharp bend like this. So I know it doesn't look very accurate, but um, yeah, it's going to be something like this roughly. So it's going to increase and then it start decreasing, because again, the reason that it goes down is because if you look at after 6, the gradient is just decreasing. So that's why once it cuts the x-axis, it just keeps going down. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense. So yeah, and yeah, so here is the origin, and we basically have everything. Okay, that's it for this video, and thank you for watching.